Hello brother, welcome to this video. Today, you and I will be discussing the sorry state of tech review. First, I want you to see this clip.
All new Vivo V30e with its gem cut camera module feels like real luxury in your hand. And its studio quality aura light lets you capture incomparable portraits even in low lighting conditions.
Good, I think you saw that clip. Gem cut cameras, aura light. Why the frick would you be advertising a torchlight on a phone? That's literally on every phone. And nobody needs to use a torchlight because a light that small is not gonna give you good portraits because it won't be soft anyway. And he advertises it for portraits. Deadass. So, if you're thinking to yourself, bro, wait, what the hell are we talking about today? Well, it's essentially when the people went nuts over Apple Vision Pro, they called it things that it wasn't, and when people actually tried to use it, it was not very comfortable on the head or the ears or the sinuses inside. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Misinformation in the world of tech and the pathetic state of tech review. These two things, pal. So, if the phone is actually good, why would you advertise a torchlight on a phone? Because, one, the torchlight has to be exceptionally good, not very optimal scenario. Or two, anything else on that phone is trash. Everything else, actually. So, yeah, those are the two possibilities. So, how did it come to this? Well, let's actually talk about two things. When some creator, any creator, tech review, no tech review, anybody who wants to make a video on YouTube has two intentions, most likely. One is to grow an audience and have a really good community that they can interact with, and two is to make money. I'm not gonna bullshit you, I have two of those intentions. But there's a way to make stuff, and the money you make, I've heard from the business people and stuff, people around me, I have heard from who do this thing. They tell me that the money is a indication of how good your the value proposition you put together in this world is. So it's not a bad thing to make money. And well, if you think about it this way, there is also a counter idea to this. There is another way to make money, and that's what they're using. Normally, when you take a look at YouTube, you have two different types of people. The people who target the groups with the highest amount of moolah, and the people who target the group with the lowest amount of moolah. So the guy who you saw previously, he among other creators such as Drake and Dak, and other people who are from these low income countries and want to make money really badly in the wrong route, they advertise stuff to their low income audience. It's basically like this, let me explain. So let's take MKBHD for example. I think he's based on the Americas. I'm not very sure. He probably is. He's African American. No, that's not racism, okay? I am not judging. I have seen his videos for long enough to know that. And what he's done is he has an audience who are all capable of purchasing the stuff he advertises. So he very well knows that he's gonna be getting good money. So he doesn't have to be forced to take the brand deals for the money. But these guys, they targeted the low income group. What does that mean? Well, if they advertise something, half of the time they might be able to buy it, the other half they won't. So he has to resort to selling cheap products, while MKBHD gets to do the high products. Or, let's even say this, MKBHD has an audience who are worth advertising to, which means he gets more money per click of each ad by his audience than the people who clicked on his video, the other guy's video, and on his advertisements. Okay, got that? And now what happens is MKBHD doesn't need to depend on brand deals. this guy has to for money if he wants to make the same amount of money as MKBHD. Now, let's say he goes to a brand and he has to sell one of their cheap products. We know that good things take time and money to make. So, we can't really say that each cheap phone is going to be really good. There are going to be exceptions, of course, because like companies like Poco exist, man, and they target people who are little more towards the price where you can actually put in something to the phone. And these people, when you can't put anything into the phone, they have to sell stuff by saying good torchlight. Yeah, that's really a sorry thing to do. At least he shouldn't have spread misinformation. Well, now let's actually come to this phone. As he says, let's just assume it has a really good torchlight. How should he be selling the product? If you're a camper, I would do this. Are you a camper, Proddy? Or do you have to carry a chargeable torchlight with you everywhere you go? That's so uncomfortable for you, right? And then he'll be like, yes. And then he'll be like, okay, do you know anything else that can actually help me? And I'll be like, of course I do. Then if I told him that this phone exists, he'd be like, yes, but has it got good cameras? I mean, I take photos with my wife and dog when I go out to camping. If he says that, then I'd be like, nah, this phone doesn't have good cameras. So you should be able to say no at certain points. And if he's like, I can't just buy a phone for a torchlight, you have to leave him. And you can tell him, well, then get this one instead. iPhones generally tend to have bright enough torchlights. You can use them in the wild, and they do have good cameras. So I suggest you get yourself one of the basic models, because you don't have a huge hand size and stuff. So you're supposed to understand your customer. You can't just say the features and hope that they'll buy it. You have to tell them what it entails for them. You can't just do what you did there. Okay, and the channels I have mentioned, they are few in number, at least for now, and people do buy from them, unfortunately, and people do get flipped off from those ads, but they don't know they're being flipped off because they're tech illiterate, meaning they don't know what makes a Snapdragon 865 different from a Snapdragon 750G, and why the non-G version is actually better. Okay, you got all of that. That's nice and fine. But buddy, now tell me how else it should be done. Yeah, right. I told you, right? I already explained that before. You're supposed to know your customer, or the guy who will actually want the phone. You have to tell them if they're the right customer or not for this product. You have to tell them whether they will enjoy using this phone. You can't sell a camera focused flagship to a gamer and expect him to enjoy it. I tell him, Deadass, get the Razer Kishi and get yourself the Red Magic Pro. You'll love it. They will. Or the Rogue phone. But if I did that with the camera guy and he trusted me, my trust is now gone. Okay, that was like the small video. This was like a small video, and we just look at the negatives in all of the things, and we don't appreciate the people who do this enough. Now let's talk about the people who do this enough. Mr. Who's the Boss, he talked about the Humane AI pin very harshly. The Verge, essentially, they are a corporate, I think, but their reviews are really good. Like, they dissed the Nothing phone, and Rabbit are ones, and they have a huge track record of dissing a lot of phones. And there has been this channel called C4E Tech in this Indian tech landscape. TechVisor, B-Bomb used to be good. They're still good now, and they're honest. Silicon's media is good too. Technology Jock, Technolobe, C4E Tech. C4E Tech especially. The guy essentially stopped getting sponsorships because of a few reasons related to not wanting to speak their words. There's a lot of other people who speak honestly. We better switch to these tech reviewers than just being misinformed by these guys. If you're watching any one of them, I will do my R&D and I will put all of them on screen right now. And if you do watch any one of them, I suggest you to stop. Because, no, if you're a masochist, then continue doing it. But if you're not and you want the best stuff, check all of these channels out, and mine too. In my channel, I do speak the truth. For the Galaxy S6 Lite video, I clearly told everybody that it was not a gaming focused one, and they should get the 720G variant and never the Exynos variant. I even told them that if you're a gamer, do not go for this. If you're an artist, voila, get it. And this also has a good screen. I would tell them that, but it didn't have an AMOLED display. I also told them that. So yeah, transparency, trust, all of these things a creator has to maintain while making money and building a community. And I think that's the end of it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ka-chow and brofist. Boom. I like the Lightning McQueen thing. Ka-chow. I'm gonna do it every single time now.